Ahoy, Hexicans and crypto pirates. Welcome to Chatting with the Captain. I am the captain, your captain, RG3. Hex OG. OG. That word, man. That word, it just, I don't know. I just remember first hearing it out in the hood, and then now in the way that it's used here, with people that have 3 years of experience in something, we're the OGs. I find that very, very funny. Like, I got underwear that's older than 3 years old, but I digress. The OG digresses. Let's say hello to the chat room. Robert Kelleher Jr., welcome. Salute to you. T-Bird, my man. Let's FN go. Yes, sir. Milf Tony, always good to have you. Where's our price look at? Anyway, King, the producer, hats off. Salute to the King. He's out there trying to wrangle our guest. I think we might have a little scheduling problem with our guest. Maybe somebody can yell at Johnny Chaos to come jump in. We double booked, had to cancel Johnny again. And he's got beagle problems right now, so maybe he won't be able to show up. Maybe somebody can shoot Johnny a message and see if he'll jump in. He's always willing to help out our show. Back in the day when it would just be me, back when I wasn't so okay with just sitting here in front of the camera and talking, he would come in and help out, because it was hard back then. It was really hard. So anyway, Alan Fizza, welcome, buddy. Yes. Good to have you, bro. Good to have you. Bullish is in here in the house, back in the control room too, making the show happen, putting all the stuff up so I don't have to, and I can just sit here and talk to you folks. But what I am going to do, this is going to be, let's see, let me say hello to everybody else too. We've got Hexen SB. What's SB? Is that San Bernardino or something else? Anyway, Hexander, evening to you. Hexiquin, my lady, welcome. Crypto Journeyman, hey, bud. Hex 19, hey, Hex 19. Thank you. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Been a long time. And John something. It's showtime. Yes, it is. John something. It is showtime. So what I wanted to do was sit down, and he still might come. So we're just getting this show started, so not everybody's waiting. Alan says the original grifter is what the OG stands for. I wanted to get in a conversation with somebody who has some financial knowledge, smarts, understands the cycles, understands macroeconomics, understands the troubles of the dollar, and also I have kind of an opposing view to him, to some of his stuff, not to any degree that it's like I'm anti this gentleman, but a lot of these people, financial doomsdayers, have been calling for the end of the dollar for decades, and it's still not gone. And he has a lot to say about the petrodollar too, which is, gosh, that's a whole weird thing. The petrodollar is it's like a big OA for the dollar. Did you guys know that? I don't think a lot of people understand that and what that means. So the petrodollar buys oil. That's all it buys. And the Saudis, people that have the petrodollars, they got so much of that shit. They got so much of our dollars. Like, in the few cold winter days that they do have, they can burn that shit and keep themselves warm, and it wouldn't affect them at all. They cannot spend the amount of cash that they have of those petrodollars. So it's kind of like an OA, really, is what it is. And America loves exporting it out there. So anyway, that's what kind of the petrodollar is. There's a lot more to it than that, of course, because that's just freaking RG's dumb way of understanding it. I should have been the guy that wrote all the idiots guidebooks or for dummies or whatever they call it. I'm just cleaning my glasses, guys. Get to see me without my glasses. I can't see you. Can't see you anyway, but I can't see crap without them because I'm just blind. There we go. Oh, and there's Dorsey. Dorsey, guess who's back? Good to have you, Dorsey. Oh, be mindful of love. Is that who I think it is? Is that who I think it is? Love you too, if it is. If not, that was weird because I don't know who you are. But if you are who I think you are, then good, good, good. Alan says petrodollar, also known as the petro tally, still back in the day, right, Captain? Don't know. Could be. I'm sure if I did a little research, I'd see that somewhere. But of course, it's me. Good to see you. Be mindful. Good to see you. Always good to have you. Yeah, I'm not real well versed in. You know what I am? This is because of my father. My father kind of instilled this in me. I'm a jack of all trades and a master of very few. Like, you want me to put some heavy equipment into a very tough spot or move a whole bunch out that would like baffle the minds of other people, I can do that. I'm an expert at that. Like, I will amaze people with what I can do with moving heavy equipment. That's what I do professionally. That's the hours and hours and hours that I've put into life learning how to do that and do that real well. But everything else, I'm just kind of a jack of all these trades. I know a lot of things. I've been in a lot of places. I've done a lot of stuff. But become an expert in a lot? No. I think probably my next area of expertise is community building and then crypto. So those are my expertise, I guess. Hex for sure. I know Hex very well because I helped to uncover all of its secrets in the beginning. Because I'm an OG. I'm an OG in Hex. And the reason I'm so excited is because I was one of those guys that got to open that flower up in the beginning and reveal it to everybody. And that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. Robert says, Captain, I can see you running a D9. No, well, I didn't operate that kind of equipment. I pick things up like D9s and put them into place. I built things that were weighed as much as 100 D9s. I wasn't a heavy equipment. Like, I wouldn't move those things, the D9s, and put them on trucks and get them down the road. I built presses and mills and lathes and giant pieces of equipment that makes all the goods out there. Piece that can stamp a whole car hood in one shot, that kind of stuff, or make the axles for a D9, something that can actually forge that, 80,000 ton presses and things to that nature. Things that, 4-post press, the posts actually weigh 250,000 pounds each. And the crown, the top of it weighed 1.2 million was my biggest pick that we ever did. So those are the kinds of things that I did, not the D9. Be Mindful says, you overestimate what you can accomplish in a year and you underestimate what you can accomplish in 3 years. Yes, those are wise words, and I've heard them before. I just don't know who to quote. But I think what happens is if you say it enough times and you don't quote the person, then it ends up being yours. So I'm going to say Be Mindful of Love has now been the person to say that. You overestimate what you can accomplish in a year. I don't know what you can accomplish in a year. Yes. Now we've done a lot in 3 years. A lot. Wow. Because it kind of, is it not that's No, that's Tony. No, that's Tony Robbins. Okay, yeah, it was a Tony Robbins thing. I knew it was coming from somewhere. I've read so many self-help books, watched so many self-help seminars, including Tony stuff, that you just forget who says all of these things. Like Jim Rohn and gosh, you name it, Grant Cardone, and even though he and I have butted heads before, but yeah, all these people just. Amazing. Since it's been 3 years now. Yes, since it's been 3 years, it's underestimating what we've done. And what we've done here is, and I said it on last stream, we've got 3 companies here that we've built. MCA, Mountain Crypto Advisors, helps people with tax mitigation. And it's a family shop that helps people with tax mitigation, their investment returns on their crypto, and asset protections. Also, we've created the Hex Investment Trust, which is a way to buy Hex on the open market. Right now it's a private offering, so it's only available to people in the private market. But once it goes public, then it'll be just like Grayscale. And then also we've created a movie company. Me and my partner, Ken. We have partnered with the Highest of Stakes folks, and we help produce movies. So yeah, in 3 years, that's what we've done from just a little stream, little tiny stream. There's still a little tiny stream because we don't have look, we got 27 people watching. That's the same amount of people that were watching us from the beginning when we first started. 27 people. Ain't that cool? And then some of these new hexagons, man, they're killing it. They're killing it. 20,000 followers on Twitter, 15,000 followers on their YouTubes already. Some of them even have friends that are devs that tell them what's going on. What's going on? Tells them when the launches are happening. I mean, seriously, we've got people out there that are brand new to the community that are like already in with the devs. I haven't got to talk to one. Well, I'm wrong. Dev Kyle is my good friend, and we talk on a regular basis. So yes, I have a dev friend too, but he doesn't even tell me. So I got to up my game. I got to figure out what some of these people are doing to get the devs to talk to them. So anyway, I've been doing the wrong stuff, I guess. So anyway, so it doesn't look like our guest is popping in anytime soon. I haven't got a message from the producer yet. Let me see if there's anything in my Telegram chat here. Oh, wait a second. What is that? You want to pull that up, Bullish? I see you bringing something up. Or is that something else? You don't want to put that up yet. Okay. Oh. So that is that's Jim, Willie, our David Rodriguez. And end of the dollar event coming. End of the dollar event. When was that done? Does it say when that was?
So this was recent. This was about 3 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to review it, we can review it, with the audience while we wait. And maybe you can give some comments on it. We can just play a few minutes.
Let's go ahead and play it. It's 11 minutes.
No, we can just play a few minutes.
Let's play a few minutes of it, and then I'll jump in.
Yeah, just let me know when to pause.
All right.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm lamenting the fact that I'm no longer a young man. No, I'm
getting there too.
Doing well. Yeah, but you didn't hit the big 7.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, last May, the big 7. Yeah. Anyway, but I'm on my bike almost every day. I'm in good shape. My heart is fine. I'm pure blood. I'm healthy. I'm strong. Good diet, and
did he say it was pure blood?
Exercise on my feet. Good exercise on my back. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. we are in an incredibly dangerous environment.
Yeah.
And let's just keep this.
Watch out! I see the Saudis are going to leave the dollar. Correct.
And really, Nino, that's something that was out 10, 12, 16 months ago. I was
Years.
reporting on that. What we're getting now, it's becoming deeper. It's becoming more ingrained. It's going to the second level. I had said 2 years ago.
What does it mean going to the second level?
Removing connections, like with derivatives, the petrodollar derivative, getting rid of reserves that are housed and kept in the form of treasury bonds. Okay, before they were just selling in yuan terms, but now they're not saving in dollar terms. So it's getting deeper. The petrodollar is actually being dissolved slowly right now. And there's a really interesting and intriguing feature of the petrodollar being dissolved. And that is, I love dogs. And that is,
yeah, they don't give a shit that I'm on a show.
Yeah, they'll come up and lick your face while you're being on the air. When the petrodollar is fully dissolved, Nino, they're going to have to get back to 30-1 on the gold silver ratio, and that's a very, very big issue. And we're beginning to see the beginnings. We're beginning to see the roots of that take hold. But the Saudis are in the Russian and Chinese camp. They're actually reselling Russian oil. I think the Russians were reselling and blending Venezuela heavy oil. The oil market is not simple. Okay, the Saudis have declared peace with Iran. Iran and the Saudis are in the BRICS Plus union. They've also got Argentina joining. They got Egypt joining. They got the entire Pacific Rim joining. What I'm concluding now, and I want to keep this very, very professional and tactful, and that is
you can do that here. Be G-rated here, and then we'll go to ninoscorner.tv and go deep.
Okay, well that's fine. What we're seeing is that the dollar is losing its supremacy. It used to be, widespread, the major trade settlement vehicle, like between Saudi Arabia and South Korea. Okay, and now we're not even seeing contracts being written in dollar terms. For instance, Saudi Arabia and an information technology contract with India. It's not written in the dollar anymore. They're actually doing some very clever things with the UAE dirham because it's pegged to the dollar, but it's not the dollar.
But it's pegged to the dollar.
Can get paid in an Indian contract in UAE dirham.
It's just talking in circles over and over and over again. I've heard these guys, and again, I'm not going after my guess. I just don't buy into the doom and gloom financial crap. It just does not sit with me because guess what? It's coming back. It'll come back again and again. Every time we have challenges, every time we have a bear market, these motherfuckers come out of the woodwork and scream about doomsday. Scream about it. It's all over. Forget it. It's all over. It's not. It's fucking not. Oh, the freaking scare hype. Fear sells. Don't be afraid of anything, especially going out and living your life. Gosh, I hate that shit. Man, it drives me fucking nuts that people live in so much fear and hatred and angst and just want to take from other people. And when other people get something, when other people get a right, when other people get given something, some reparations, there's always people tearing them down, trying to tear them down because, I didn't get that. I want that. I didn't get it. Gosh, the fucking crying and whining that goes on out there. There's enough for everybody. Abundance. Live in an abundance mindset. That's what all of these self-help gurus tell you all the fucking time. Abundance. Think abundance. Quit taking from people. Quit trying to steal from others because you didn't get yours. You don't have your rights. Well, go get your fucking rights. Go get your money. Go get your thing. And leave everybody else alone. Quit trying to take from people. That drives me nuts. The fear of somebody else getting over, the fear of somebody else having something more than you. Just hate it, man. People. Anyway, I hate living in fear. There's something that really bothers me when I see people spewing fear and talking about things that try to scare people. It's weakness. When people do that, it's weakness. It's fucking so weak. Lift people up. Help people. Do something good. Be a good human and fucking don't worry about other people. Stay in your own lane. Do your own business. Do your own thing. Quit fucking worrying about everybody else. Everybody else. Yep, bullish. Everybody's talking about abundance out there, but nobody's acting on it. Everybody thinks that somebody else is getting over. Somebody else is getting over. Hey, Sandy Beach, my lady, welcome. Okay. Yes. Let's see. What did ST Reed say? ST Reed 81. Yes, we don't want to dwell in fear. Sure, Cap. There's enough for all to live in freedom. There is enough. There's enough here. There's always been enough. The earth, this place, if we all acted that way, everybody would have enough. Everybody. And I'm not talking about in a communistic way or a socialistic way. Look, that's another thing that bothers me is this fucking socialist commie crap that people spew too. It's like they use that word. That's another fear word. Oh, you don't want to be a communist, a commie dictator. The dictator part is the hard part. That's the bad part. Fascism, dictators, unileader, or whatever you want to call it. That's when shit gets bad. Social programs aren't bad. Let's face it. The United States Marine Corps, biggest social program we have here. Military, biggest social program we have. They're all on socialized medicine. They're all on socialized eating. Those people don't do shit without asking their fearless leaders to do so. And guess what? It works pretty good in this country. Military works pretty good. And it's a big socialist community is what it is. But socialism somehow gets a bad name. And I'm not preaching socialism because that'll be the next thing. Oh, aren't you a socialist? No, there's social programs, there's social things. There's things that we do as a group of people that benefit everybody, or those that have less, or those that are challenged. Like even as private citizens, like in order to make my tax dollars work better, because I don't think that the government's spending my tax dollars 100% in the way that I'd like them spent, I give to charities of my choice that are doing the things that I want to see them do. So I spread some of my money that way. And it's socialism in a way, but it's my way of giving back. So anyway, just my little 2 cents on that. What we need is more Captain Rants. Yeah, I guess. Hex hit 420 a few times now. Oh, really? Did we hit a 0.042? Yeah, I'm sure we did. We've been fluctuating. I like the price where we're at. If you look at, if you guys are charters, if you're TA folks, like the daily is on a big cup and handle right now. If we stay up here at the 4 cents, that's your cup and handle. Maybe 4 cents for another week, 4.45, something like that. Then maybe you might see a breakout if your cup and handle theories are correct. Just saying. I was just looking at it going, hey, that looks like that cup and handle they talk about. So but I ain't a TA guy. My TA is comical at best. At best. And MT Coiner says he's ready for $4.20. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking. Oh, look at that. Are you going to, oh my gosh, a chart on Chatting with the Captain. Let's squeeze that chart up so everybody can see the little cup and handle we got going on. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Well, maybe it's not. Well, it looks like it's forming it right there. So if we go sideways and hang out around, 4.5, 5 cents, maybe we'll see a breakout from that cup and handle formation on the daily. How was that for TA? You guys all impressed now? Oh, I'm cracking myself up. The Chattin handle. Yes. I've made those too. I made the T-Rex one, all kinds of, I've got a bunch of charting that I did. Comical charting, but anyway. TA is for astrology betas, Hexhol says. Now, I got to admit, I've got a really, really good friend, Axis. Really like Axis. He's awesome. And he does a really good analysis of charts and macroeconomics in crypto. He's really good. He was informally trained by some experts in the field and in the TA field, and he's really good at it. And a lot of times his predictions mesh with a lot of the things that I'm saying or thinking. So I like to kind of run my thoughts by Axis when I do get them. You know who else is really good is Johnny Chaos. Axis, Johnny Chaos, Coffee, of course. Really like the stuff my partner Ken and I talk about. Those guys, really solid. But at this point, nobody knows what's going on with this market. It's the weirdest market right now. All the experts are perplexed. We've got all of this news coming out of the US that things are looking good. Like things are looking up. Like the Fed's looking at adjusting rates lower. They're expecting no recession. Jobs numbers are through the roof, which is not going to help inflation any, but looks good on the jobless claims. So a lot of good at macroeconomic news out there right now in this weird space we're in. I think personally, that the vid pushed everybody aside for a year and a half and really made everybody anxious and want to go out there and get shit done. And I think that there is so much money out there and there is so much desire and need to go get stuff done, to build things, to go work. And I know that there's conflict with that because some people say that the workforce is now lazy and we're having a hard time with workers and blah, blah, blah. And I'll say that is true because of the vid thing. But also I think that there's a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of old money that is ready to get going. And I think that's what we're seeing here is the pump starting to get primed for this next explosion. So Fed forecasts are always wrong. Just remember that. No, they're not always wrong, King. No. You cannot say always. You cannot say that. There has been a lot of misstatements and incorrect predictions, but not always. Not always. And I'm not going to buy into doom and gloomers. I'm not going to buy into it. Not at this time. I'm going to be cautiously optimistic because I'm thinking abundance. I'm not thinking doom and gloom. I'm not thinking it's all over. See, that's the thing is that, and I know that's what's going on. There's a lot of good people out there that are very intelligent that want to see this ship go down. They do. They think that that's the only way to fix it, is that it's got to go down. It's got to be blown up. It's got to be destroyed from within or whatever. And we're seeing that in our politics today. We're seeing a lot of people within trying to destroy the politic itself, the structure of our government here itself. They're trying to disrupt that and, break it down. And they're barking in the wrong spaces is what they're doing. They're yelling at each other across the aisles to one party or the other. Oh, you did this. Oh, no, you did that. Oh, no, he did this and he did that. And she got benefit from this and he got benefit from that. And this little bitchy, moany, cryy kind of crap. Oh, we're going to investigate him and we're going to investigate her and we're going to investigate them and we're going to investigate each other and nobody's going to investigate. We're going to investigate ourselves. That kind of bullshit. That kind of crap is just, that's not where our problems are. Our problems are in who is holding the reins of power in our country. And that's the moneyed interests, special interest, moneyed interest, whatever you want to call them, those people with the money. And it's not the demons. They pick out these single demon guys to say they're the ones that are creating, the angst in the political system. No, it's just a bunch of people with a bunch of money trying to make things work out for them. And so that they don't become insignificant because the masses of people are starting to realize who they are. They're trying to stay hidden. Anyway, we aren't a ship. We are a submarine and a spaceship. Adapt as needed. I like that. Yes, we're not a ship. We're a submarine and a spaceship. And it's a government. It's not a household. The next person that tells me that the government needs to be responsible like your household needs to shut the fuck up. Because a government, and I don't want my government run like anybody's household. It's not how it works. Governments are different than households. They don't operate the same way. So shut the fuck up with that analogy. Hey, ST Reed, thanks for the $5. You haven't listened for a while, but glad you're still keeping it real, dude. Keep it going, Cap. I am, man. That's all I can do is keep it real. Or I can get up here like a bunch of other influencers and just straight lie to you guys and tell you all kinds of fluffy stories or doom and gloom stories because people like that shit too. People love that shit. I can get up here and spout all kinds of cool shit about the end is nigh. You better get a box of beans and a bucket of freaking taters and store some water so you can hydrate that shit and eat it when you're all held up with your freaking guns and ammo and 5-gallon buckets of chili mac. Oh man. And I know some of you do. So no offense to those of you who have 5-gallon buckets of chili mac in your garages or in your basements or in your bomb shelters or wherever it might be. No offense to you. Good on you. I got guns. I'm going to go looking for people that have 5-gallon buckets of mac when shit hits the fan or the zombies attack. So I'll be killing zombies and my neighbors for their chili mac. I figured that's all I need is the guns, right? Oh, yes, they are being uncovered. What's that? Government is trying to crash. Government is trying to crash decentralized so they can have control. It's not going to work. Trying to crash. Oh, maybe they're trying to crash DeFi is what you were saying. I don't think that they're going to make it. I don't think that they're going to get their hands on crypto. I really don't. I think that this next bull run with DeFi, I'm going to be honest with you. Basically, Richard has made it to where they can't really touch it. I mean, it's going to be off to the races. They are a day late and $1 short on trying to wrap their arms around this thing and strangle it to stop it. They can't even figure out what to do with Bitcoin. They can't figure out that thing, let alone DeFi. You know, I mean, they're gonna end up, if they were gonna try and shut it down, they'd be ended up trying to shut, you know, internet down and all kinds of parts of the internet and not allow you to go things. It would just get weird. I just don't see that happening. Shill us your sex referrals, Captain. Yes, I should be talking about what you guys could be doing. Maybe some leverage trading. Maybe I can shill some leverage trading, or a place to store your crypto, place to do all your trading. It's the best place to do your trading here on Fuck You Sex. Yeah, that's what they all want to do to you, is take your damn money. Remember, that's what the whole world is trying to do, is take your money. They're all trying to take your money. That's it. That's it. They're all trying to take your money. Sex referrals. No, I meant sex. SCEX. Centralized exchanges. Come on, T-Bird. Man. Let's see what Pulse Dent said. Wow, I haven't dropped in since the bear market started, and Melftoni is still around dropping the price in chat. Amazing. Yes, he has, and he hasn't stopped. Melftoni is still dropping the price in and letting us know all the time what is going on with Hex. Fuck Bitcoin. Dorsey. That's not very nice. And I said it out loud too. You got me, Dorsey. You got me. Shouldn't have said that. Bitcoin. We should be bowing down to Bitcoin. Oh wait, I've said Bitcoin 3 times. So guess who's going to show up in the chat room? Brissology will be in the chat room really soon, because anytime I say Bitcoin a few times, he shows up. My little Bitcoin buddy. But Bitcoin deserves its place. It was the concept prover. It proved that cryptos can actually help and exist. And then Trinity says 90% of corn is GMO. Yeah, that's a whole nother thing, you know. Genetically modified organism. GMO, that would be a cool topic to get into. I'm corn is a very sacred food item to those of us who are native of this land. And there's a whole religious idea, worldview based around that commodity itself. And this GMO corn thing is bad for that, because there's all these different strains of corn, and the I don't know if I can even say their name, Monsanto genetically modified corn, which repels pests and all that stuff. That brand, that DNA is showing up in all other strands of corn. And it's sad, because it's kind of like eradicating whole species of corn. Like if you go down to South America, they had thousands of different types of varieties of corn, different colors, different shapes, different tastes, the whole thing. And they're worried about that, because that Monsanto corn is getting into their supply, messing it up, you know. So anyway, get into that whole thing, but it's just one of those subjects I kind of keep an eye on every once in a while, seeing where they're at. It's funny. So the Monsanto corn is a special kind of seed that's created, that you got to use their growth hormone. You've got to use their pesticides. You got to use all their stuff on the Monsanto corn itself, on the seed. And it's by contract. These farmers, corporate farmers, have to do business under that. Now, if you're a farmer and you don't grow Monsanto corn, let's just say you don't want to, you don't want GMOs, you want, and you're next to a guy, or even in the same town as a guy that uses the Monsanto corn, your shit gets contaminated, cross-pollinates, fucks up your seed, fucks up your corn. Now, here's what fucking Monsanto did. Check this shit out. Check this shit out. So those farmers who are trying to keep that shit out of their supply, keep the Monsanto shit off of their land, because they have Monsanto corn growing on their property now because of the wind and the bees and all that shit that cross-pollinates, Monsanto sued those farmers that didn't use Monsanto corn or seed. And won. It's a fucked up shit, man. It's corporatized bullshit. Like the small farmers that were left that didn't want to grow Monsanto corn, they got sued out of existence, some of them. It's freaking horrible, man. It's just horrible. Yep. Monsanto can go and take them for everything, because they're like illegally growing their corn. It's crazy. It's just craziness. It's like, why do you guys want to hurt people? For greed, for more money, for domination, to give that guy's land and get him and his family off it finally for once and for good. Like, see, that's not one person doing that. When one person does shit like that, we call them out, we call him a dictator, and then we boot him. We boot him, we string them up, we do something. We go into that country and fight them and get him out of power. Whenever we see an evil human being like that, that's what we do. But for some reason, so Monsanto itself has a bunch of evil people. They don't have just like one great dictator that rules the whole thing. They got a bunch of people that have to answer to shareholders, to very wealthy shareholders who want a return every single year. Not a bad thing, right? Right? Capitalism should be able to make more money, should be able to invest your money and make whatever you want. But at the expense of what? At the expense of what? Do we just use that as an excuse? Use capitalism as an excuse to just go and wreck people's lives? See, that's where I see that there's a gray area between capitalism, socialism, and just good people. Good people. There's concepts on both sides that are good and work for everybody. But when you start turning into an extremist or a my way or the highway or one side or the other, man, that's when shit gets fucked up. That's when you want everybody to abide by your 10% of rules that people don't agree upon. Like I've said, 90% of the shit that we all believe inherently as human beings, we can all agree upon. We all want about the same thing. We all want peace. We all want opportunity. We all want our families to be safe. We all want a good place to live. We all want clean water. We all want good food. We all want to be left alone. We all want to have freedoms. We all want those same things. You can't sit down with somebody and say, do you want freedom? No, fuck that freedom shit. Don't need that. Opportunity? No. I don't need any opportunity. And for people to sit there and spout off that people want socialism as a, this is how we want it to run. Everybody's given everything. That's not true. That is not true. It's not true. No way. people who are living in socialism don't like it. Now, are there good programs that we could put together as human beings, as a group of people that have a lot, that have an abundance to help people who are less fortunate than us? Of course. Of course. We see it in Social Security and Medicaid in this country. When, you retire and you didn't save enough, or you weren't entrepreneurial enough to go out and make real good money, then you have a safety net, a Social Security that you paid into. It's an insurance. You've already paid for it. It's all solvent. Everything's still there. So they're lying about it being insolvent. They just want that money. That's one of the biggest tranches of money in the U.S. They want it. They want to take it. They want to take that from the people who deserve it, the people that worked all their lives for it. The wealthy don't even have to pay into it. Once you've made, I think, $140,000, you don't have to pay into it anymore. You're done. You're officially off the dole for the Social Security. It's only people that make the little bit of money that have to pay into it, really, the people that use it. And that's fine. That's fair. But they want that money. That's why they're trying to get rid of it, so that they can take it. The biggest tranches of money are Social Security and Medicare. And those are the two social network programs that help people like my 90-something-year-old grandfather. Worked all his life. And if I didn't have Social Security and Medicare for him, it would be extremely taxing on me and my family to, take care of all the things that he needs to be taken care of on. That's normal people right there. That's just normal. That's life, man. You get that old, you got to have either family or something there to help you. If you didn't make millions, if you didn't make hundreds of $1,000s and put it away. He worked his whole life, an honest day's work every day, lunch paler, 40-something years at one company. And if I didn't have that, if he didn't have that, those tools, I'd be in a world of hurt. He'd be in a world of hurt, So anyway, I get into these things and I probably shouldn't. I haven't even seen what everybody in the chat room, let's see what he's saying in the chat room about, we want security, more and more security equal maximum security. Security. Yeah. If you look at the numbers, now I'm going to probably quote this thing all wrong, but I think if you look at the US numbers on what we spend on military security for the US, we spend like 10 times more or 100 times more than like the top 10 countries in the world. That's how badass the US is in its security. Now, why is that? Is that because we're scared? Is that because we want to be the strongest nation? Probably a little bit of all that. But what it is the military industrial complex. Ooh, RG3 is getting deep here. What it is it's defense contractors that want your tax dollars to go to them so that they can make more bombs, make more guns, make more tanks, make more, and then they'll go and use that stuff. Oh, let's see here. United States spending US dollars, military spending, $750 billion. China is the next at $237 billion. And per capita for population, we spend that on 339 million people, and they spend it on 1.5 billion people. And then Saudi Arabia is next in line at 67 billion, not even coming close. So yeah, India is 61 billion, per 1.5 billion people there also. So yeah, you can see, where military spending goes and whatnot. So yeah, it's insane. And they talk us into these wars so that they can go out and distribute that equipment, wreck it, leave it places, burn it down. It's funny. We just leave shit places, and then we make more. We make more, and more and more and more and more and more, and we wonder, and then we rail about a welfare mom getting some money for her and her kids. Whoa, really? So rich old dudes in the military industrial complex and the people that invest in those companies, we want to give them our hard-earned tax dollars, not a mom in trouble who may not have made the best life decisions or may not even be living in the best conditions based on their outlook on life or whatever. But we'll rail against those folks. We'll rail against homeless people and all this other stuff before we'll go after the military industrial complex or oil companies and oil subsidies. What about that whole thing? Woof. What? What, RG? What's that? Some of you don't know that some of the most profitable companies on the planet, which are the oil companies, and I'm talking about U.S. oil companies. I'm not talking about Saudi. I'm not talking about outside this country. I'm talking about our oil company. We pay $35 billion, I think, in subsidies. Subsidies. Welfare to the oil companies that make the same amount of profit every year too, like $35 billion in profit. Maybe Bullish will pull that chart up. And we give them freaking our tax dollars to go and become uber wealthy. But again, we're going to rail at migrants that are fleeing countries that are being run by dictators, where their families are being murdered, where their young men are being hauled into the streets and either told to sell drugs or die, or ladies and young ladies that are sold into prostitution or into sex rings and all this other shit. We will want to stop them from coming into this country. We will want to use them as the scapegoat. They're the problem. The lady that's going to come over here and try and feed her kids by making beds in my hotel room in Vegas. The guy that's going to come over here and work his ass off fucking 18 hours a day mowing lawns in my neighborhood. Well, we're going to rail out for those people. Those are the people that are the evil, that are doing the harm in this country. We need to build a bigger wall and stop them from coming in. That's the problem. Not the complex. Not the oil companies. Not the Monsantos. Don't even get me started with the pharmaceutical companies and what they get and the kind of crap that they pull, using our tax dollars to do their research so that they can gouge us for their medications. Oh, yeah, that's another thing we don't rail about. But we'll do everything in our power to stop a few hundred migrants from coming over the border this weekend. Stop that. Those people that walked through fucking 12 different countries to try and save their family. Now, they're not worthy of being an American. No. They're not worthy. They're not worthy. What is an American? What is a Merkin? You got to look like something. Got to be like something. What does that mean? I'm Native American. Half. The other half is Polish French. I got the mixing pot of everything that anybody can talk shit about. I got French, Polish, Native American. You don't get no harsher than that. But we want to stop. There's plenty of room here, folks. There's abundance here. We need more people here. We need smarter people here. Bring them. Let's see if we can fix the other shit. The stuff that they don't want you to look at. Monsanto's, pharmaceutical companies, the oil companies, insurance companies. All these people ripping you off for real. For real ripping you off. Let's see what else is in here. Record profits for oil companies this past year. Same with Pfizer. Nailed it, Tim Top. RG3 ain't lying to you. USA spent $16 billion on welfare in 2022. $16 billion. 16 billion. How much did we say was 379 billion in yeah. People rail about that 16 billion. That's a spit in the bucket compared to all the other things that are out there with your tax dollar. I wonder how much we spent on pharmaceutical research that went to those pharmaceutical companies so that they can sell you drugs for 10 times the price that it should be costing. That kind of shit. The Scarelli's out. Martin Scarelli. What the fuck was that kid's name? That freaking little piece of shit. Fucking bought a drug company and then started selling people the drugs that they needed for like 35 times the price or some shit. What the hell is that stuff, man? RG, I have Polish blood too. Hey, Sandy, you're a Polak like me, huh? Yeah. My family is from the Jomsburg area. They were it just gets worse and worse. They were old Vikings, you know, and then yeah, so I'm a Viking Indian. What kind of combination is that, right? There's also some Spanish blood in there also from the Spain's coming and conquering the Indians down there and all that stuff. My family's from a mission down in Louisiana area, my native family. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Heinz 57. That's for sure. But I've got enough white in me to pass as being a white guy. So I've got to benefit from that, or have been oppressed all of my life because of that, because of my whiteness. Believe me, like you go to Indian country and it's like straight up, you know, I'm a dog when it comes to being in the native community because I'm too white. Once you're white, you're like Washishu, they call you, and it's like, yeah. Anyway, talk about racism. go to the res and be half breed and go to a res, and it ain't easy. Okay, Martin Scarelli released a video recently railing on RH. What? Martin Scarelli released a video recently railing on RH? Really? I'd like to see that. I would pull that up. It was hilarious. Railing on RH. I wonder how the hell he knows about RH. Learn about him in prison or something? I don't know. So Hex Huddle says the Polish invented the vodka. Yes, they did. Only problem is I can't drink it. It's like, I don't want to stereotype my peeps, but I'm telling you, we don't do too good with the freaking drinky drink. You know what I'm saying? It just, for some reason, it don't sit right with us. And yeah, I have a hard time, you know, so RG doesn't get to partake of the alcohol because just not good. Robert says free drugs for overdose, but thousands of dollars for insulin. Yes, right. Like they give away the oxycodone and the fentanyl like it's candy, like straight up candy, you know. And but yeah, they want to bang you for the insulin. Yeah, because see, they know it's supply and demand, baby. Supply and demand. They ain't stupid. They're just like a drug dealer, you know, just like a drug dealer. Get that stuff out there for cheap and sell a bunch of it, just like freaking crack cocaine. That's what they did. They blew up the streets with that stuff and made it cheap. And the regular coke was expensive and the crack was cheap. Just like they just followed straight up LA drug model is what they did. Yep. Elon tweeted that the cost of a jab was $3. Cost to taxpayers was $150. Cost of a jab was $3. Cost to taxpayers was $150. Yeah, I'd like to see how all of that went down too. You know, I know a lot of people here are anti-jab and whatever. And that's everybody to each his own on that one. What I get it. I wouldn't, if I didn't want to put something in my body, I'm not going to. I did. I have no heart problems. I'm just doing all right. I got the vid barely and went away. and I've been fine. But when I was in the military, they shot me up with so much shit, so many shots. I was getting shots every freaking month. I was getting boot camp. They gave me 30 or 40 of them damn things. Some of them I couldn't walk. Some of them I felt like I was going to die. Hell, one time we went out in the field and they said, hey, we want you guys to go and eat this pill. Then we want you to go play in this water all day long, doing drills and stuff. And then we want you to go back to the base and sit there for a week. What the fuck was that all about? And then you're all going back to sick bay because we need to, do a blood draw. Like, what in the hell? Are they experimenting on us or some shit? Anyway, weird stuff like that. But, maybe I help benefit some kind of a drug program somewhere or not. Maybe I'm just a cyborg now. And Slovakian too. So Sandy's Slovakian. Okay. Hey, Pepe, welcome. Good to see you. All right. Well, we've been going an hour, just me railing about ridiculous stuff. It doesn't look like our guest is going to show up. I'm a little bummed about that because, man, I could have had Johnny in here. Maybe I'll get Johnny next week. You guys gotta hear some of the conversations that Johnny had. Johnny is brilliant. For those of you who don't know Johnny Chaos or not following Johnny Chaos, get on the Twitter and follow Johnny Chaos because he is a man of freaking deep knowledge for this space. He understands hex and bonding liquidities and what's about to happen, and got some great concepts. And he and I talk about on a regular basis. I love talking to Johnny and bouncing stuff off of him. He's a very private guy. It's funny that he's even he kind of got forced out into the hex space. There he is, CCFX Studios. He kind of got forced as a public face. Like, I kind of called him on the show often because he was so good. He was always, he was like, he helped balance me out. I wasn't the only guy out there eating shit and barking at the moon and railing on everything. Johnny was out there doing the same thing. And, he and I, had a lot of conversations, and he would come on stream when I didn't have anybody there to support us here at Discourse Syndicate. So, true Hexagon, Johnny. So check him out. All right. Just saw the news report that the Chinese balloon over Jim Willie's area. Maybe that's why. Yeah, I think they shut down the balloon. I think they finally shot that bitch down with a freaking a $15-20 million or $100 million jet or something to shoot down a balloon. Could you imagine? Okay, for those of you who are military, could you imagine the hazing you get for being the pilot that shot down the fucking balloon? What? Wait. Just think about it for a minute. For those of you military folks, think about it. Like badass fighter pilots that fly fucking multi-million-dollar machines that are like the best of the best, the sharpest of the sharp. Like, there is no more elite fighter on the world than a fighter jet pilot, right? The people there are like tops. And the hazing is tops. It's like being in a Marine Corps infantry unit. Like, you're getting fucking hazed for doing something. This guy shot down a balloon in his fighter jet. Like, it's on TV. Like, when he landed, there was somebody going to his plane to paint a balloon on the side of it, probably with a little girl holding it, so that he has a kill for a balloon. When he get inside, there's balloons everywhere. He's forever going to be the guy that they're going to give him a balloon. He's going to get a balloon pin. He's going to have it on his jet. He's freaking screwed, man. The hazing, the memes, that's the original meme, was the military haze. It's going to be endless. That guy is fucked. He's hating life right now. Guarantee you. Yep. Yep, up in the air. So just be glad that tonight you're not that guy. You're not that fighter pilot that shot down the balloon. Because I'm telling you right now, that boy's getting hazed, and it's gonna be like the forever haze. That guy's gonna get it forever. Like I got the short thing. Like Hexo did the short picture of me, and that'll never go away. I'll always be known as the short guy in Hex until you meet me. Then you'll be like, oh, you're not just normal. But anyway, all right, guys, thank you so much for coming. Appreciate you. Sorry, our guest, we had a miscommunication with the time or whatever. But next week, I'm hoping that I'm going to have Johnny on and we can have a really cool, badass conversation. And he and I can scream and yell and eat shit and bark the moon together and hang out with all you guys. So appreciate you. Wednesday night, don't forget to meet up with me and Famous on the Hexicans DeFi Syndicate crypto show. And then Friday night for the Friday Hangout is going to be cool. Tomorrow I'm going to be in LA all day with crypto people. Can't wait. Going to be awesome. See you guys next show. Thank you. Take care. Bye.